now give the floor to the representative of Lithuania, His Excellency Gabrielius Landsbergis. Minister, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair. Our OSCE Ministerial Council is taking place at a dangerous moment. We're talking about the consensus in these organizations and how we need to keep it. It would be useful to remind ourselves consensus on what and between whom. On one side of the consensus, Russian troops amass on Ukraine's border, worsening already existing tensions. Russia continues to infringe on the territorial integrity of Ukraine, Georgia, and the Republic of Moldova. Civic space is shrinking in Russia itself. NGOs are labeled foreign agents, free media voices silenced, civil society groups and religious communities designated as terrorist organizations. Human Rights Foundation Memorial is about to be banned. Key opposition leader and fighter against corruption, Alexei Navalny, is in jail. The dictator in Minsk lures thousands of vulnerable people from Asia and Africa to the European border and tries to push them through this border into the EU, absolutely disregarding dignity of these persons. But few people around this table could be convinced that this is anything else than a simple attempt to push the EU into giving up the targeted sanctions for systemic human rights violations in Belarus. This is done by the OSCE participating state, which abuses the international refugee protection system and migration law. On the other side of the consensus, which I mentioned at the beginning, we are trying to control the flows of migrants that are pushed on the European borders, and in doing that, we must also adhere to the humanitarian obligations that we are assigned to. Also, we are giving shelter to the people who were abused in Belarus and Russia, so that they would have a safe space to live and work. We provide them what was taken from them in their own home countries. And here, I must emphasize again, in participating states of the OSCE. So forgive me when I'm less than optimistic that it is possible to find a consensus between these fundamental attitudes. To reverse this trend and move on, we would need trust among the participating states. That is why I support the motto of Swedish chairperson in office, back to the basics. To me, it means respect for the values and principles on which this organization was founded, getting back to the consensus under which the organization was found. Indeed, there is only one way to make sense of the OSCE again. This is to return to basics and to insist on full and honest implementation of the Helsinki Final Act, the Istanbul Commitments, the EU-mediated 2008 ceasefire agreement ending the Russia-Georgia war, the Normandy Summit decisions and Minsk Agreement with regard to the Russia-Ukraine conflict, to name a few. Only then will the OSCE be able to move forward along all three dimensions of security. Let us support the OSCE institutions and field missions and protect them from attempts to terminate or limit their mandates. Let the ideas of Andrei Sakharov inspire their organization in order to help democracy, human rights and rule of law prevail in our countries and in their mutual relations. I wish with this we could reconfirm our consensus. Madam Chair, let me congratulate Poland taking over the chairmanship for the next year and Finland for assuming the chairmanship of the OSCE in 2025. But saying this, I have to regret that unprecedented blocking of Estonia's candidature by the two countries that were mentioned during my intervention. And in conclusion, I would like to praise Sweden for its determined and principled leadership at the helm of the OSCE throughout 2021, and to wish success to the incoming Polish chairperson in office. I thank you.